Welcome and welcome back. I'm Martin and today's video is all about how to write music in the style of romantic comedy. So this is the second of a series of videos of how to write music in the style of. The first one was how to write music in the style of Christmas. And today is all about romantic comedy. So I was asked again by Bianca and Nerone, the two mimes, to make music for their trailer for Valentine's Day. And the first thing that came to my mind when I heard about this, it was just, a piano playing a soft violin line on top, and this should have been as romantic as it could get. But then I saw the whole trailer. At the end of this video we will have a look at, and I saw that there was a story going on. Him asking her a day, getting engaged, everything. Then obviously there was a short moment of a crisis, and then it was just the happy end. And I thought just going on, with this melody of a violin and the piano would have been boring, wouldn't have underlined the story. And as there is no dialogue with mimes, there's lots of space for music, so I could tell, even my story with the music. And what good is, there will be lots more of these, so there will be lots more of how to write music in the style of, because they have many ideas and there will be many trailers coming. But let's have a look at that piece and what I did and why I did it the way I did. Funny enough, it sounds quite simple. If you have a listen to it, you hear some strings, you hear some embellishment. It's anyhow 32 tracks. I have no idea how I ended up with 32 tracks. So the first thing that I wanted anyhow was a light rhythm, like dun 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 dun, just putting you, in this happy mood, in this, it's a 4/4, 85 BPM, and the whole rhythmic skeleton is built in this case by a piano, which does only this. Which is, in this case, as you know by now, my favorite piano, the old piano from Westwood. Towards the end, the scheme is changing. And here you can hear I worked with the tempo, so the tempo in this piece went up to 100 BPM. I played it in, to be honest, with the step input keyboard, just with the 16th notes, because I didn't know exactly how fast I would go up and how long it would last, so it would have been impossible to play it in real time, so I used the step input. And this is precisely what the piano is doing. You see here there are two tracks for the piano, because the sound is different from this quite piercing sound to the sound of the piano in the romantic part, where it is much more felted, with a slight texture on it. This is what I love so much about this piano, as it's so versatile. Then we do have the rhythmic elements, in this case from, yes, I know I'm getting boring because I use always these libraries, but as I tell, always know your tools, know your libraries, then you can work fast. I had precisely 7 hours to write this whole thing, because they handed it out a week before, 5 days before Valentine's Day. I had time to work only at night shifts, so I needed to be quick, so there was no time for experiments. And this is the rhythmic structure of the piece, done by woodwinds, string shorts and pizzicato. There I used some muted brass to have just another color in it. I really liked the sound of this muted brass. So it's, 4/4, but it's divided by the strings and the pizzicato and the woodwinds to don't get it too boring, to have it really light, some accents here, some accents there. And it continues even at the end then. I have here this nice woodwind run at the end, which is just an effect from the woodwind ensemble runs. We can have a quick listen to this, because even these tiny little details make it interesting. Make it interesting, in my opinion. That's it for the rhythmic elements. What you see here, the woodwind short, the woodwind run, the muted shorts, the brass shorts. We come to the bit where it gets really euphoric, as they really fall in love and the piece then really grows, which is more or less here. Where I used even the brass long and the trumpets and horns marcato, which is really a nice sound. Just something like this. And I divided it by colors, as you can see, and most of those tracks are just green, and green is everything the string section is doing, and it is quite a lot in this case. So let's have a listen only to the strings. So you see there's the pizzicato, there are the string short accents, and there are these nice Symphobia strings, the tremolo. This is what the strings are doing. They're just playing their chord at the end. They're staying on C major and going down with the notes. This is the part where they really are happy. They separated a little bit. They're getting closer, and strings are back. In this case, one thing that I did, know your libraries, know your tools. I worked with key switches. I could have used, obviously, 2 tracks to get even this, a 60, 70, 80, whatever monster. I wanted to have it, tight. So work with key switches. Just work with key switches. If you look at my string track, at the very beginning, there's this low note, which is the key switch for the tremolo. If I trigger this, you will see here how it changes to tremolo. And then it gets here to the sustain strings, just to have it in sustain in 1 track and not in 2. Another thing that you see here from the interface, I purged all the sounds that I didn't need. Once I knew for this line I need only the staccato extra short, or for this I need only the brass long or the cello and bass sustains, purge all the others, free RAM to your computer. It feels so much lighter, so much quicker, so much immediate if you do so. So this is what the strings are doing. One thing, obviously here, maybe I told you many times how much I love the sound from these Lumina Sordinos. Where they are a little sad, and then here we have the sustain extra soft at the end. Okay, I think that's it for the strings. There is nothing more to tell for the strings. We talk about embellishment. There is a whole lot of embellishment going on, but at the right places. And just to put a detail in, which doesn't get boring, which isn't there all the time. Let's have a listen. It all starts with a harp glissando, and then this nice string run. Then there's a harp, the Glockenspiel, the harp again. We come again to the Glockenspiel, another orchestral run. Even the Glockenspiel, it could have been there all the time, being bang, 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 bang. It's boring. So there are only these 4 notes, and that's it. Like even the chimes. No, sorry, not the chimes. In this case, it's a beltry. The beltry is such a romantic instrument. I have it one time in the whole song, one beltry, and then it's wow if you hear it. If you hear it every 10 seconds, not interesting. And about the orchestral runs and even the harp glissandi, I used in this case Pandora, which everything is time synced. You can watch my Pandora review video where I talk about this time synced feature, and the same goes for the wonderful Colors adaptive runs. These runs are time synced. You can tell where it needs to finish after 2 beats, after 1 bar, on the next downbeat, wherever. And you just have it in time. It just finishes wherever you want it to finish. You don't have to slide. The simple start, 4th and back. What's nice about it, you can have it in major, in minor, in up or in down. Or if you keep your foot on the sustain pedal, then it goes up and down, like the flute runs. Very nice feature. Very nice feature for something like this. I do have a little bit of percussion. There is just a cymbal roll and a drum roll in this case, again from Pandora, again time synced. See if you would like to have it with the metronome. Very useful. And then where this more stronger part begins. I have these drums just to show you one thing, as I'm talking about times synced and precision and everything. If you have a look at the piano roll of the piano piece that I played in here, and I will play only this, then you will see that this is not synced at all. You see, it's not on the grid. Because this needed to come from the heart. This is just, a strong feeling. They are getting back again. So, things like this, leave them natural. Leave them a little bit out of time, gives it this human touch. And now we speak about the melody. The melody is some kind of a canon where I start the melody in the oboe. In this case, it's the solo oboe from the legato oboe from Orchestral Essentials 2. And I just placed a little bit of EQ on it because the oboe can be quite piercing to the ear. So I just took out the frequencies where I thought it might have been too piercing. And then as the oboe finishes the first time its melody line, the violin plays exactly the same melody, just, a little bit behind a canon. You see, that's the canon between the solo oboe and the solo violin. The solo violin is from Spitfire. It has quite a Cool name. The Total Performance. Spitfire Solo Violin Total Performance, my preferred solo violin. And then I have even the bassoon from Lumina coming in. So in 3, they play the same melody at the end, just a little bit offset. Now there's this big epic part. And then at the very end we have again only the piano and the violin. And the pizzicato. And that's it. And even in this case, if you're playing with romantic and this stuff, go all in, take all out, play with the emotions. We have it here, it's getting really strong, it's getting really big. The whole orchestra, they separate. And it gets back in. And yeah, I think that's it from my side for today. Now, obviously, I will show you the whole trailer, the whole track. Now you have all the different elements in mind, so you can listen to them separated, you can identify them, and I hope it's useful for you. I hope you can take out something from this video. As I said before, there will be more like writing in the style of whatever they have in mind, because they have many cool ideas. I already know some of them. And yeah, I think see you in the next video then. Make good music always. Bye bye. Whoa, you're still here? Looking for a new library? Check this one out. You want to learn something new? This one might be the right one for you. Here you can subscribe to my channel and consider even visiting my Patreon page for even more exclusive content.